Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to discuss about the table space concept, okay, in Oracle database. The first things before going to start the session, so these purely we are going to do two types. First, I just telling you that all the theoretical things, okay. Then the end of the classes, I am going to explaining about the in practical sessions, okay. So this is our agenda today. So we can start. Okay. So this is the intro slide. So this is our agenda. So today we are going to discuss about the introduction to the table spaces and then types of table space in Oracle and table space and user relationships. I mean to say how to assign the users, how to assign the table space to the users, okay, because every users need some space, right? If example the users need some need they are creating some tables, some insert some data in the table, so we need some space, right? So we need to give the space to the users as a table space, okay. So I will clarity on that in depth, okay, in next slide. So you just understand we are going to do learn about table spaces and user relationship as well, and then creating and managing the table spaces, okay. So I will show you in the practical sessions, and then how to monitoring and how to maintaining the table spaces and the best practice of the table space management. So these all our agenda. So I just going to explaining today, okay. Okay, so what is a table space? First, what is a table space? Table space is nothing but is storage. Okay, log storage container where all the database objects. Example, if I'm a users, okay, I'm a user, I'm a developer, okay. So I want to create the table. I want to insert some data. So those all the datas we need some storage, right? So we call it as a table space, okay. So that's why they are telling us like table space is a logical storage container where all database objects, okay, so inside the tables, indexes, names, procedures, triggers, so etc, okay, the resides. It contains of one or more table spaces, one or more data files that physically stored on the data disk. Okay, so these things I will show you in the practical sessions. I before that I'm planning to explaining going to the practical session. Before I just explaining the what they are exactly telling. So it's containing one or more data files that physically stored the data on the disk. Okay, the table space provide the way to separate the data logically for the management, backup and recovery. Okay, actually the table space provide the way to separate the data logical for the management. I mean to say so we are storing the all the data. So when we needed the take the backup and we need to restore the databases, so those kind of situations the table space will be help to us, okay. And then so this is our hierarchy, okay. So now first we consider the database, okay. So this is our database, right? Our databases. So our database, before I'm going to that, I just show you the paint, you can understand easily, okay. Just listen here. So this is the table space, sorry, this is the database. It's better to make like this. This is the table space. Wait, I will show you like yes. Okay, you just consider this is the table space. So we can name like Ramesh. Okay, just consider this is the table space. DBS. Okay, sorry for my handwriting. So this is the table space. So that table space have some space, right, in the physical level. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are creating the multiple data files. Okay, so we are creating the multiple data files, okay, like R1, R2, R3, and then R4. Okay, I'm just telling you. So this is the 1 GB, this is the 1 GB, this is the 1 GB, this is the 1 GB. Okay. So this data file having 1 GB, this data file having 1 GB, this data file having 1 GB, this data file having 1 GB. So total 4 GB, right? So total 4 GB. The Ramesh table space having the space total 4 GB. Okay. So now if example I am going to this table space to one users called like a Kannan. Okay. If we consider like Kannan. So this is Kannan. Okay, he is a user. Okay, he is the user. So we are going to assign this Ramesh table space to Kannan. So Kannan right now eligible to store the data 4 GB. Okay, this is the flow. So this is the easiest way to understand. Okay, that's why I'm making this diagram like this. Okay, so I am telling again, we call it as the name Ramesh table space. Ramesh table space have the multiple data files. Okay, so each consider. Okay, actually the table space data file size is we can increase the maximum 32 GB. Okay, the based on the block size. Okay, if maybe our block is 8 KB, so we can store the here 32 GB until okay one data file 32 GB. Okay, so for this scenario, you just consider count of data files 1, 2, 3, 4. So each data file is having 4 GB. Okay, now you can clear this point, right? Ramesh table space having the 4 data file, each data file having the 1 GB, total 4 GB. That 4 GB, so we call it as Ramesh table space now have the 4 GB. So what I am going to do, Kannan is a developer. Okay, so I am going to assign this 4 GB to the Kannan. Okay, now Kannan can able to store the data until 4 GB. Okay, so this is the logical structures. Okay, so these are all the physical structure. The data file is a physical structures. So inside the table spaces, so what containing that kind of logical. Okay, I will explain in the slide. Okay, see here. So first you can understand here. Okay, so the database storage hierarchy, the first is a database. Okay, so the table space, so you just consider is a table space name Ramesh. Okay, so Ramesh table space, how many data files? See this is the data file is coming from the OS level. So I'm telling, right, data file is a physical, table space is a logical. Okay, so if example data file 1, data file 2, data file 3, data file 4, all the data file 4 is going to table space, I mean Ramesh table space. The Ramesh table space contain 4 GB. Okay, so you just recall this image. Okay, you just recall this image, this is very important. Okay, that's why I'm telling this diagram. So now you understand the point, right? So data file is a physical, it is coming from the physical side. Okay, so and the table space after inside the table space, it's a multiple segments. Okay, so this is a logical structures. Okay, I mean next slide you can understand exactly. Okay, so these just understand the hierarchy first. So segments, and then inside the segments is extent and the data block. Okay, this is a OS block. So this is the hierarchy. So I just showing the second slide, you can understand what I'm trying to say. See this, the first line is a table space. Okay, the first outside box is a table space, and and inside the some four box there, right? One, two, three, four. The four box inside the table space, there is call it as segments. Okay, so and inside the segments you can see 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So these all the extent. Okay, so inside the extent, so you can see one box is there, this is the block. What my point? So the simple logical structure is the table space. The collection of segments, it is a table space. Okay, it's a collection of extent, it is the segment. Okay, it's a collection of data block, it is extent. Okay, so every data block, so in our database is a 8 KB. Okay, I will show you how to find the table data block as well. Okay, this is the structures. Okay, so now we are going to add the data file and assign the table space to the users. So and then resize the table space, and then resize the data files. So and then add the data files. So those kind of things I just explaining in the practical. Okay, and then we can go to the types of the table spaces. So there is a two types. Okay, there is a two types. So one is a small files and another one is a big files. Okay, what is a small files? The small files we can add the multiple data files. Okay, so I'm going to the again this picture. So here, how many you can you can tell me what is this table space? This is the small file table space because we can add the multiple data files, right? These are all the multiple data files. So this is called small file table spaces. If example if example only one Ramesh R1, okay, only one R1, okay. So this example is like 1 DB, one time, okay, is one time creations. What is the difference? I will tell you after that. First you can understand, we here the small files we can add multiple data files, but the big file we can add, we can create only one table space and only one data files. Okay, we can resize the database data files, but here we can add the data files. Okay, that is the difference of the both. Okay, so you just understand that this is the big file, this is the small file. Okay, so for your understanding. So see here, this is a single file, more efficient for the sequential read and the full table scan. Okay, so actually the most of the any big environment, they are heavy transactions. They are mostly they are using the big file table spaces. Okay, so and then detail I will explain in the about the details. Okay, so before I hope you guys are clear about this, right? Database, again I am telling, database, table space, segment, extend, block. Okay, these all the logical structures. Okay, data file is a physical structures. Okay, these are the types, two types. So now I am going to explain what are the table spaces or inside the table spaces. Okay, I mean inside the databases. Okay, so these all the mandatory table spaces. Okay, so just see here, these all the, sorry, okay, these all the mandatory background, sorry, mandatory table spaces. Okay, so one is system table space and SYSAUX table space, undo table space and temporary table space and user table space. Okay, so each and every table space have some purpose. Okay, the first thing, system table space, it will it mandatory is it sure it is a mandatory system table spaces. It will store our data dictionary cache. I mean data dictionary tables and like user privileges. So those kind of all the information is stored in the system table space. Okay, so we are not recommended to store our business data in the system table space. Clear my point? Second, the table space, SYSAUX table space. Okay, so SYSAUX table space is the auxiliary table space for the additional Oracle metadata and features. Okay, so I will explain what is the purpose and all the things in next slide. Okay, I mean briefly. And then undo table space. So undo table space is stored the our old copies. Okay, so old data for the it will show our old data. So you hope understand, if maybe you can video in an update understand going to somewhere, right? So that is the location of, so it is going to that undo. Okay, so for the rollback purpose. Okay, and then temporary table space, the temporary table space, for example we can provide any size for the temporary table space. So for these things we are using the sorting purpose. For example, I will tell you that these things in next slide. Okay, this is user table spaces. So user table spaces, this is our okay, sorry, application, yeah, this is the applications user, sorry, this is the applications users, and this is the all the data containing the all the applications and business data stored in the user table spaces. But for as a DBA, what we can do, we can create separate separate table spaces, and we can make it our business data separately. Okay, so we cannot go with that oracles. Mostly what we can do, we can create some separate productions or productions, or like whatever we think, so we can make it another table spaces and we can store it that. Okay, and first, what is the system table spaces? Okay, so I tell you before, right? The system table space is a mandatory table spaces. So without system table space, we cannot make it online as a database. Okay, so why it's very important? So the all the data dictionary tables to keep track on the table space structures. Actually, these all the data structures, database structures to tracking in our system table space. Okay, so whatever it has happened, like how many users, so what which user having the which privileges, so those kind of things, the how many table spaces, what are the data files, so all the structures it will be storing in our system table space. Okay, so this is our view, db underscore users and db underscore table space, so we can see that. Okay, so it will never allow user object here. I'm telling, right? So we cannot store our business data in the system table space. Okay. So this is for only purpose to store our internal data about the user privileges and table spaces data files. Okay. So this is the system table space. And second is SYSAUX tablespace. So SYSAUX tablespace is act as a secondary system tablespace created by the default. So these I'm telling these all the table spaces when I'm installing the databases. So that time it will be created. Okay, so these are all the mandatory, it will be all default. Okay, default table spaces. So like a system, SYSAUX, undo, temporary, everything. Okay, so now it is act as the secondary table spaces. It will be created by the default. It store the auxiliary system related metadata and component that used to be system is the older versions. Okay, actually before it will using that 9i, it will using the secondary for that. So now the main purpose is the sysax is it will be like storing our stats. Okay, if example right, so we have the awr. So awr is nothing but whatever inside the databases, any transactions, anything is going on, it will capture the all the stats. Okay, all the stats, and it will be going to keep somewhere. Okay, that somewhere it means the sysax table space. Okay, so it all the when it's required, so if we have any issues our databases, maybe we have getting any slowness, so those kind of things we can go and run the awr report. So I will show you that things in practical how to run the awr report. Just now understanding, actually this is one of the repository. Okay, so this repository we need some space, so these things we can use the our sysax table space. Okay, and then data mining, so log miner, so all the things. Okay, the important things, the help to offload system tables, keep the system lean, also the mandatory modern Oracle enterprise 10G. Okay, so this is the important things. Okay, this is not required, but the very important things here, it will be generating the AWR report. So and OEM purpose, and then data mining and the log mining. So when we can run the AWR report, it will going to the data from the AWR. It's collecting the stored the that all the stats in the sysax table space. That's it. Okay, don't confuse more. And then undo table space, I tell you, right, undo table space, it will be store the undo records generated by dml operations, insert, update, delete, for providing the read consistency and enabling rollback operations. Okay, so I tell you, right, if maybe user is fire the command update, right, so that update the old data, right, the old data it is going to locate somewhere. So in that time the undo is coming to the picture and it will be hold the data sometimes. Okay, so this is waiting for the users commit statements. Okay, so undo data is active transaction before image copy of the rows. Okay, and then temporary table spaces. So a temporary table space is a purpose used for the intermediate results sorting, hash join, index creation, sort, and the global temporary table operations. Okay, so the usage of sort, if example select star from employee. Okay, so this is one of the SQL statements. So select star employee, there is no any filter operation, so it will be doing in the like server process will be collecting the data from the data files and kept in the data proper cache. So this in that operations, that data, the temporary table space is not coming to the pictures. So when the users are trying to filter some data, so like a where using the where conditions or using the has join conditions, so in that time, so that operations need some space to locate it and to done the operations by using these operations. So that time the temporary table space. Okay, and then once again, undo table space, temporary table space, and then user table space. Okay, the user table space, this is the created by the DBA. It's stored the specific tables. Actually, this is optional. Like we can store our business data also in the table spaces. You just understand. You just recall it. Yesterday, I just creating on user, right? Yesterday I'm creating on user like Ramesh, right? So that user I didn't mention any table space, right? You just recall it. If you want, you can check my previous video. I just creating on user without mentioning any table space, so that user is you going to default our user table space. Okay, so for in real time what they are doing, they are creating on separate table space, and they we can make this table space as a primary, so we can all the our business data to copying in that uh, table space. Okay, so the user table space is a default, so if we can use, we can use, otherwise we don't want to use this. Okay, so that's it for the table spaces. Okay, so now we are going to the practical sessions. Okay, so now we are going to the practical sessions about the how to create the table spaces, and how to add the data files, and how to resize the data files, and how to assign the data files to the users, a table space to the users, and how to drop the table space. Okay, so those are all the things. Okay, so in that sessions you have any doubts, so in if you have any doubts, you can post me on the comments, so I will explaining on that. Okay, so now we are going to learning about our practical sessions. Okay, so now I am going to the database. ps-ef database is running, I think. Let me check. Yes, database is running. Connecting the databases. Select name comma open underscore mode from b dollar database. Okay, so now database is ready. So now first things we are going to create the table spaces. Okay, so now we are going to create the table spaces, so we can use the command. See here, the table space name is app. This is the create table space. Okay, see this create table space, table space name. Okay, so before I'm telling one thing, before I'm going to here, select name from b dollar data file. Okay, so see here, these all our physical files. Okay, so these all our physical files. Okay, so I will going to the here. See, I'm tell you, right? So this is the this is the data files, so you just understand here. See, this is the system data file. Okay, go to the picture. This is the data file, but the table space is a system. Okay, so inside the system, so this is a logical structure, segment, extent, and then block. Okay, you can understand easily from here. Okay, this is the table space. This is the best, the table space. Okay, the table space have the data files. Okay, physically, so each and every table spaces having the one data file. Okay, so these all the things. Okay, so before I just show you the sizes of the all the table spaces. Okay, so this is the command. Select table space underscore name. So this is the 1024 as this is a gp, so I'm just enter. Okay, so is better I can make like mb. Okay, you can understand mb, sorry, mb from dba underscore table space. Okay, see here, the SYSAUX table space is a 36 MB, and undo table space is a 4 MB, and user table space is the 3 MB, and system table space is a like 9 MB, and then is a example. Okay, so when we install the databases, so these all the example table space. Okay, so they will give the example, and it is a 24 MB. So these all the our sizes. Okay, the table space sizes. So now we are going to understand how to create the table spaces. Okay, so I will show you here. This is the command. See here, this is the command create table space. This is the table space name. We can give whatever we want, like Ramesh, we can give any name and data file. Okay, and this is the locations. Okay, the actually we recommended this location should be like this. Okay, this is same location /u01 app Oracle, Ora data, prod, and user 01. So we can here, I can mention our database name and we can mention 01 DBF. Okay, just enter. Now table space is created. Now I am going to check the space. Okay. See here, this is our app data. So I am going to create the 500 MB, right? So I'm going to create the 500 MB. So now here is a 499. Okay, 1 MB is a cache. So this is now we are creating the table spaces. Okay, this is the way we are creating the table spaces. Now this app data is a table space name. Okay, I'm telling again. I'm telling again this scenario as well. Wait, where is the paint? I'm telling the same scenario. Okay, see, listen here. You have to understand. That's why I'm telling. This is the table space name, right? So this is the app data. This is the app. Okay, this is the app data. So we created the table space here. This is the table space. Okay, how much GP? So this is the table space name. How much MP? 50 MB. So here what we are going to do, what we are did already. So it's better I can text. The main things you can understand. Okay, that's why I'm repeating again. See here, got my point? So these app data, this is the data files. Okay, so now these app data having the 500 MB. Okay, so now these app data eligible, if maybe someone is asked check how many space in the app data table space, you can tell them 500 MB. So because of these data file this data file is under app data. Okay, so this is the meaning of here. So I we are created. And second things, we are going to do create the temporary table space as well. You know, right? What is the purpose we are using the temporary table spaces? So the temporary tables are using the for the so we learned already, right? One second, my PC is getting hang. Okay, now we are going to create the temporary table space. See this command, create temporary. This is the temporary table space. Sorry, this is the create temporary table space. This is the table space name. So this is the temp file. See here, we are providing the data files. Here we are providing the temp file. This is the locations. Okay, so this is the location. This is the 500 MB. Now I am going to check the size. Okay, now I am going to check the size. Let's see. So now I am creating a two file. How much GB I am giving? 499. Okay, where is the app data? It's not coming. Why? Yes, select name from V dollar. Sorry, select name from V dollar data file. So here it should be coming our temporary table space. Ah, yes, V dollar temp file. So V dollar. Okay. So see here, this is our the temporary table space coming to the this view. Okay, the data file only storing here. Okay, but temporary file is storing from data files. Okay. So and then now we are creating the table space. Now we are creating that table space and the temporary table space. So now what I am going to do, now we are creating on users. Okay, so now we are going to on create on users and we can assigning to the table space to the that users. Okay, so see here, so create user, username is app underscore user, identified by, this is the password, welcome 1234, the default table space. So I'm mentioning the app underscore data. Okay, so I'm going to mention here, where is this? I'm going to mention here is apps underscore data as a table space name. Temporary table space name, I'm going to assign the this app underscore temporary 01. Okay, I mean to say this is the temporary table space name, right? What we are creating, app underscore temp. Okay, so the app underscore user, create app underscore user. Okay, let me create another user. Actually, this user is already created. I can mention Ramesh underscore user, no problem. Okay, okay. Now I'm creating the app and Ramesh underscore user. Okay, this is the username. I will show you yesterday how to connect the users. Now I'm providing the grant to the users. Okay, grant connect comma SOURCE resource to Ramesh underscore user. Okay, so now I am providing the grant to the Ramesh also. Okay, grant and grant and resource privilege to the Ramesh user. So now I'm going to the paint again. Once again, I'm going to the paint again. So now what I am going to do, I am creating one user here. I am creating one user. Okay, I'm creating one user. The user is Ramesh underscore user. Okay, so I'm assigning this table space. Okay, and I'm creating another table space. So temp, I'm assigning this temporary also this user. So got my point, what I'm trying to say. So I will tell you this as well, you can understand easily. So I'm going to make like this. Okay, so this is the temporary table space. Okay, so this app data and temporary table space, it will be going to the app, this app data, it's pointing to this data files. This temporary table space is going to pointing this temporary data. Okay, now the Ramesh user can eligible to access the, I mean to say the Ramesh user having the 500 MB space of the databases. Okay, so he can do anything whatever he think. Okay, he can create the table, insert the table, sorry, insert the data, so whatever he think. Okay, so now this is the way in real time we are connecting the databases. Okay, now what I am going to explain after that, apart from this, so we are going to add the, I mean resize, I mean add, you can see this command, you can understand what I'm trying to say. So where is the previous command? So here I'm creating the table space, and this is the table space name. This is the data file I'm creating. This is the data file location 500 MB. Okay, so it just consider now Ramesh need more than 500 MB. Okay, so in that situations, what we can do, we can have one features, we call it as auto extended. Okay, so you can see here. Sorry, you can see here. So now this is the alter table space, the data file. So this is the first data file, app underscore data 01. I'm going to auto extended on. Okay, for that. So it means next 100 MB. Okay, so after is next 100 MB is completed, it's going to add one more 100 MB. Okay, so based on that, it will going to maximum 2 GB. Okay, so now I'm going to create that this one, it will created. So you can check from this view, you can understand what I am trying to say. Yeah, I believe it's the same 500, I think so. Yes, because there is no data, right? There is no data, so it should be 500 only. Okay, if we can insert some data, it should be increase. So right now this is the demo, so you can make it like this. So this command will be resizing the, I mean see uh, this one auto extended on. Okay, so this is the futures, we are adding this command to enabling the particular data files. Okay, so now the data file is size is 500, right? The size is 500, but we can assigning them to it maybe example is 500 is finished, so it will going to automatically extended till 100 MB. Okay, after that it will going extended 100 MB. It is based on more than 2 GB. Okay, now its size is 2 GB, we consider like this. Okay, this is called auto extended. Okay, so now what I am going to do, like I am going to add the data files. Okay, so I am going to add the data files, alter table space, this is the table space name, and add data files, this is the data file location, right? This is data file locations, and you can see here 01, so I mention here 02, this is also 500 MB. Okay, so I'm going to add here. So after adding, I will show you that size of the table spaces. Okay, so is the table space is added, so data file is added, so you can check the size here. See here, this is a 900 MB because I'm adding the two time data files. I will show you the same in here also. You can understand exactly what I'm trying to say. So now, now this is the size is 500, right? So we can make it as well size as well. Okay. So see here, see here. Now this app underscore data, which is the two data file now. So the Ramesh right now having the 100, sorry, 990, 990, 98 MB he having right now. Okay, because we are adding the data file in real time, in your real time, if maybe any you are receiving any alert, like you are getting 90 percentage of the your table space is filled, I mean we need to add the data files, so you have to use this command, alter table space name, and add data file. We can use one more, means you can use 03 here. Okay, 03 and size is 500. You can use maximum 32 GB. Okay, show here, show parameter db underscore block. See here, this is our block size. Our block size is 8 KB. So if it is 8 KB, we can we can add maximum data file 32 GB. Okay. So and then now we are going to do just resize it. Okay. So for example, this is the, I will show you here. So now we are increasing, where is this command? See this is auto extended, we can increasing the 1 GB, right? So now I'm going to reduce the 2 GB to 1 GB. Okay, so see this, so you can read this command first, alter table space, I mean sorry, data file, and you can give the data file exactly. Okay, so where you want to extend it, so where you want to resize it. Okay, so for example, I'm going to sorry, I'm trying to change this 02. Okay, so what it happened, let's see. Okay, now we are resizing it. So before we are mentioning the 500 MB, now it's going to assign the 1 GB. Okay, the same thing we can do it in above as well. Okay, I mean above means here. Okay, so this is 01, this is 02, we are make it 500 to 1 GB. Now we are reducing here 2 GB to 1 GB. Okay, so this is the things we are going to resize the table spaces. Okay, inside that table spaces. Now we are going to drop the table space. Just simply we are firing this command, drop table space. So table space name, okay, and including content and data files. Okay, so this will be dropping our table spaces. I will show here this output. It should not is appearing here. See this output is app data is here, but here is there is no app data because we are dropped the table spaces. Okay, so this is the basic things about the table spaces. Okay, so in futures I can add some more points, like in real time examples and how to troubleshooting if we can receiving any alert from the table spaces. So I can add it more in futures. Okay. Okay. So that's it, guys. So thank you for the time. So if you have any doubts, so you can post me on the comment sessions. So I will explain on that. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye.